Thing on the agenda is going to be the minutes of the
I know
last
the
meeting.
auditor, so.
Any questions on minutes?
The only thing I saw is just a question on my part.
I don't know because I wasn't here.
Under building and grounds, Mr. Burkhalter asked if we're keeping the doors to the complex building open or locked since the taxes are due. Commissioner Moore said further discussion is needed on this before they make a decision. So I was thinking we made a decision, but we must not have.
We made a decision to keep them as it is.
As it is.
Yeah, until we further
Until you
discuss.
further discuss it.
Yeah, so I think we just should hold on that at this point.
Okay.
So if we do, we're also going to have to what? Redo the emergency exits or?
Well, Rick can probably answer some of that. For a tornado drill or something like that, Park and Rec wouldn't be able to get in if that door is locked over there, correct, Rick?
Well, they wouldn't be able to go through that door, but you could come do the gymnasium door now.
Well, I guess my question is, should the minutes reflect that we decided to keep them as they are?
And remember, I wasn't here, so
Yeah.
So that would be,
Do you want to see that amendment made in the minutes?
yeah, because it sounds like we
how about
didn't,
if we,
sounds like we didn't do
how about if I
anything.
put on these minutes to amend those minutes so that these are actually correct and I will reflect on here, it will say the previous minutes will be amended to show, that way you could vote on it now instead of me having to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, however you want to amend it, but
Because I'd have to go up there and put special paper in, I'd have to.
Yeah, I see what
Because,
you're saying.
yeah, but I think it sounds like we didn't make a decision, but actually we did. We made a decision to keep them as they are.
Under the minutes of today, where it says for approval, I will put that the previous week's minutes will be amended to show that a decision was made on keeping the service complex doors open for the time being. Is that accurate?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Does that sound?
And that would be included in approval of these minutes.
Okay.
okay,
That way at least everybody knows what we're doing.
okay. So you're making a motion on that, Stan?
I would, yes.
Okay.
To approve the minutes with that amendment.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Tony, we go ahead and approve that with that amendment. Motion carries.
That was my legal decision. Now let me do my auditor typing.
We'll give you that.
Okay. All these hats. Oh, yeah.
Okay, what you got next, Tony?
Okay, I have a topic that Eric's been pleased with this morning. The Weights and Measures Monthly Report from October 16th to November 15th. And as you will note, there are two wrestling skills
Out of whack.
they're out of whack. That's the official
It's out of
term.
whack, it's out of whack in wrestling.
And he,
Where are those scales at?
I didn't say, he didn't,
it doesn't say where,
yeah.
it's probably good.
There are 3 schools and 2 bad scales.
Well, he did nine non-commercial scales.
Yeah, and I passed this out to you all so you can look at it, and Dan was here, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yes, yeah.
Did you guys say you wanted to see him quarterly? Just to
I
come in?
don't know that we would have to see them more often than
A
that.
couple times a year. at
Couple
least.
times a year?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
but
think that
anyway,
would be
there
all right.
is his report.
Okay, so we have 2 non-commercial scales that were rejected. We have 12 gasoline, kerosene, diesel tests that were in rejection, so we had a total of 14, 10 gas pumps out of applicable tolerance, 1 gas pump on/off inoperable, 1 kerosene pump digital display not legible. So those will all be followed up on and be taken care of. And he actually did 273 total inspections. That's the highest I think I've ever seen since I've been a commissioner. State certification on gas pump inspections didn't come through until September, hence the high number of of inspections in September, October, November. So he's doing a good job. I firmly believe there's a lot more going on and a lot more activity than what I'm used to seeing. Any other questions, gentlemen?
No, you want a motion to?
Yeah, I need a
accept
motion
that?
to go ahead and enter the report into the minutes.
All right, so moved.
Motion's been made second to go ahead and enter the weights and measures monthly report into the minutes. Motion carries.
Okay, next I have the monthly claim from Elaine Shapley, the insurance consultant, in the amount of $2,916.67. $2,916.67 for Elaine Shapley.
Okay.
I'll pass them down so you can look at it, even though it's already signed, Rex.
Once again, so that's SCHAFLEY.
No.
SHAFLEY.
SHAFLEY.
Yes, yeah,
Elaine, right?
Elaine.
She's
Yep.
insurance consultant.
She's our
Yep.
insurance consultant. Okay, gentlemen, I need a motion on that claim in a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to go ahead and approve Elaine Shapley's claim of $2,916.67. Motion carries.
Now we have the monthly claims for Eastern Alliance for workers' comp. It's in the amount of $12,307.39, $12,307.39, and attached to the claim, you can look at the information contained within.
Is that from a single claim, do you know?
No, it's several.
No.
Okay.
How many is that on there? It's.
Well, we have
five,
four
seven.
listed here. Now, it could be limited to like one individual, but I don't think it is. No, it isn't. Okay, take a look at that, and then I'll need a motion on it.
Shannon, you didn't have any comments on that workman's comp claim or anything that we need to,
She probably didn't,
probably
you
didn't.
probably didn't see him,
Okay.
no.
There's not been anything that's happened in the last 2 months though, so I'm assuming it's just the one that.
These are ongoing, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'd make a motion to approve.
I'll second it. Okay, motion's been made and second to approve Eastern Alliance's claim of $12,307.39. Motion carries.
Okay. And next we have Allied weekly insurance claims. And it looks like this is all medical. $7,892.21. $7,892.21. That is the weekly Allied insurance claim.
Okay.
Keep them like that.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Motion's been made and second to go ahead and approve Allied claim of $7,892.21.
Okay.
Motion carries.
And now we have the Allied monthly claim in the amount of $51,814.37, $51,814.37 for the monthly claim. I think some of that might be administrative.
That's about, yeah.
I think it's
that's about the same.
administrative.
Yeah, it's not, doesn't vary off that much.
Isn't that what that is?
Yeah.
Why are those different? Why weekly, why monthly?
Well, there's a month, this monthly contains some of the administrative costs.
What's the medical?
Administrative fees.
And medical, those,
No, this isn't a medical claim.
No.
It's, what they did, well, we got 167 enrollees. 92 singles, 75 families. And what they do is they go through and administer for all these people.
Because we had open enrollment, everybody's signing up for the insurances and all
This
that.
administrative, all non-medical.
Yeah,
Yeah, other stuff, okay. That's a good total, 167, that's a lot of people.
they're probably even gonna fix some of those scales for all I know.
I make a motion to approve.
How many home scales are bad? People's homes.
Mine
I hope
probably-
we don't go that far. Motion's on the table,
You
Steve.
can check
Second,
mine.
check it. Motion's been made and seconded to go ahead and approve the Allied monthly of $51,814.37. Motion carries.
We'll be getting calls to the county, hey, why is Dan Hackman in my house checking my bathroom scale? What's going on here? Okay, I will have a couple of things that I can bring up now or I can bring up under other matters. It's up to you. A couple of things that Mark probably would have done had he been here,
Okay, let's hold it.
but
Under other matters, it'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get Brad up here. Yep.
Morning, mine should be pretty quick and sweet.
All right.
Just some updates. The 1200 South, the sheet piling project, they're still moving forward. So they're getting there. We've been stockpiling some stone for getting ready for next spring, winter, it's a good, keep you guys busy. Actually not grading stone roads the last couple of days. The guy said that's going well. And they were out yesterday and started putting down some preliminary marks on
I saw
Winchester
some marker
Road.
paint out on
Yes.
Winchester, yeah.
So they go out ahead, so they know how to put the stripes or where to put the stripes and all that. So that was a good sign. So that should be getting done here,
Thank you.
yeah, relatively quickly,
Yep.
so.
Okay.
See, it pays to use a sharp stick to remind people.
Well, it must have been the thought, because I was gonna call them yesterday morning, and somebody called and said, hey, they're out here. So,
Good.
Super.
Anyhow.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Oh, man, that's short and sweet.
How many tons of stone are you buying? How many tons?
That I don't know yet. We're
What's
just,
your usual per year? 50, 60, 100, 200? I don't know, I have no idea.
I can't even tell you offhand.
Okay.
We're gonna try and stockpile about 3,000 ton
The
to
3,000?
have on hand, yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
That's rough.
Okay.
Can I ask you, and I don't know if you do it or just the city does it, to pre-spray if you anticipate an
Yes.
icy condition?
Yeah, we do the main roads.
What do you pre-spray with?
It's a,
Somebody told me it was beet juice.
no, we do not use beet juice. It's a calcium chloride.
Okay,
I know how to, it's kind of some people use brine, some people use beet juice. We're using calcium chloride. It's what we've been using, it works.
okay.
So, and it works to a lower temperature than some of the other stuff.
I didn't know if somebody's pulling my leg or not.
No, beet juice is actually pretty widely used. Yeah. And of course, it's mixed in with other things. It's not just straight. Yeah, beet juice is used.
That's not the kind you drink, is it? I drink beet juice.
I would hope not. So yeah, we use it's a calcium chloride
That won't
mix.
freeze up, Stan.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, well, very good. Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
Brad. Yeah.
thank you.
Rick, you're up.
Go Jets. Yeah.
Morning, Rick.
Alls I have is a few updates. I don't know if you've noticed, but you'll probably often remember, all the lights around the building, the doorways have been changed. They're all installed,
Okay.
which you approved. Most of all the belts and all the filters have been changed here in the complex. in the area.
What did you say had been changed, the locks or the?
Lights.
Lights, okay.
The entryways.
Gotcha.
They're all LEDs now, new fixtures. I'm not paying for this because I didn't have the funds, but child support has begun basically remodeling their office. They're painting now, and next week they'll get new carpet and be moving back in, so that's underway.
And that's in the courthouse,
That's at the courthouse, child support.
next to the prosecutor.
Council on Aging has moved out.
They get everything moved?
They got everything moved. So they are out of that room. They touched up the walls in there. They did it themselves and kind of cleaned it up. May have to do a little bit more cleaning in there, but I just want to let you know that they are going.
Okay,
So that office has been touched up, cleaned, and ready.
By them. I haven't inspected it, but yeah.
I see, okay.
You guys had mentioned it a little bit before, maybe prior to this meeting on the last minutes. Is there a decision on the doors, keep them open or shut down?
keep them as they have been for right now.
A lot of people notice, I don't know if you have, the time has changed on the clock at the courthouse. It's the right time.
Hey, that's a biggie to some people, isn't it?
It is.
Is there a light up there, or did,
The lights, when I was up there, I replaced all the bulbs. Track the line where it goes down onto a timer. I'm gonna have Gene Blakey test this. I didn't throw a breaker back on. It's the old time fuses.
oh,
There's two of them that you screw in.
yeah,
I didn't feel good about it. If it does work, we'll find out. If he says it's okay, I'm gonna have him inspect it, see if that's okay. If he thinks it's okay, I'll flip it on and see if they work.
good.
But I did replace the bulbs that were up there while I was up there changing the time. Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay.
All right.
Did, Mark get with you about that, for the chillers?
Actually, I haven't pursued that anymore based on our,
On the meeting with JMS?
yeah. I did get those numbers back to be able to present to you on Thursday.
Oh, okay,
He sent that information that you asked for, Rex.
okay.
But to answer that question, Steve, no.
Yeah, we got some more detailed work to do on that.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
Hey, Rick, where did the aging council move to? Where did it go to, the aging council? Where did?
The old Northwest
Oh,
Elementary.
the Merritt place.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, okay, I see. You just up top belts and chillers and all that? I missed that part.
Belts and filters.
Filters.
I've been replacing all of everything.
In the building here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What, I should see what needs to be done as far as cleaning it up and see how Rick, we're talking about afterwards.
Yeah.
About preparing it. Okay.
Well, Brooke is here. Oh.
Yeah, she's our legal counsel
Well,
for today.
not really, but
I made her sit up here, I hope that's
Yeah,
okay.
you're okay. Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah,
Rick.
thanks a lot, appreciate it. Tom?
You also okay
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning, Tom.
A while back, you know, I came back, asked permission to scan all my books project. We're through the scanning process now. They're back at everything's back at their office. They're cleaning everything up, getting things ready to,
Did that go pretty smooth?
yeah, it really did.
Good.
I don't think Dan got any complaints since we have people in here 24/7. I did contact the city police and them to let them know that we'd have people running around, so.
Okay.
I forget, did they end up, they didn't take the books out?
They stayed here, right? But they ran 24/7, so there was always someone in the building.
Yeah, okay.
So, but it took about 10 days, and I think they finished about a day early, so that's,
Okay.
so.
Good.
But the next process now is once they start sending things back to me, I have to index it so we can get things put online. And that's gonna be the procedure. And what I would like to do is your permission to hire a part-time person to help do that. The person I have in mind is the past reporter, Deb Simpson. Since she knows how to do all that stuff, all I would need to do is buy a new computer for her, let her do it from home. And I mean, she would not need anything from here, just the computer to get onto the software company. So, and everything will be paid out of my fund, my corporation fund. None of it would be paid out of county general. her salary and the computer would be paid out.
So should be doing it at home?
Yes.
Is there anything that we need to do with Mike? Have Mike involved or anything on that, Tom?
Just get the computer. And I mean, other than that, I'm pretty sure, if you approve this, the next step is to go in front of the IT committee.
Okay, okay.
Does that go on doc record then?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
The ultimate goal is to get everything, every page we have up in my office on doc records, so land title, the title companies, the banks, the searchers can actually search if they want to online.
Well, that sounds like a good end to a long process.
Hopefully, so.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions on that?
Yeah. So,
Steve, anything? I need a motion then.
oh. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made, second to go ahead and approve part-time help for that, subject to,
I gotta
Meeting
go,
with
I
you.
gotta go with IT and then I'll have to
Right.
get council's approval on salary and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
we're probably a month away, but I don't know how soon that stuff will be coming back. And I know I talked to Mike a little bit about a computer and he says it might be a while because we're back ordered.
yes, that's
So
true.
that's why I
too.
want to
Right.
get moving on this now instead of waiting until the stuff comes in mass. I figure if I can get the approval now, I can get stuff ordered and get ready.
So the part-time position will finish when the indexing is done. Okay.
Okay,
And that's something that you don't have to be in office for, you can do at home. I mean, that's why I thought she would be a perfect fit because she knows everything, how we do things here. I mean, and she's.
is that gonna be like a subcontract?
No, she'd be like a county employee, part-time county employee. I mean, it'd be like I have Connie Mosier,
Okay,
she'd be just like
okay.
that.
Well, Brooke, from a land title company's perspective, that seems like it would be much more beneficial for searches
It is.
to
So
have
they
that.
have access, they do have access to CD that is provided, but I still
Well, you're the only
think it's,
one that get that.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Other law firms or title companies, I think it's very nice to have.
Yeah, good.
Well, that way they don't have to set, especially if you're from Fort Wayne, they don't have to drive down here to
Right,
search for
right.
folks.
And so will that be a big process to actually put it up online?
The hard process is getting everything like cross-referenced, everybody's name, their legal description, any document, cross-reference documents. That's the hard part. Once you get that done, it just uploads. Every day, once we release everything to the public, it just uploads.
Or they would search through our county website?
No, they would search DocSpot.
I see.
They have to have an account through DocSpot.
I
Now,
see.
you might still have some people that do genealogy that will still come up and search our books, stuff like that, or a computer here. But for the most part, title companies already have access to DocSpot, but they pay the fee for the access, and they just.
So with DocsPop, they do pay a fee to search? Is that?
Yes, like our office, for example, we have, I think maybe like 200 searches. And so that's something we pay for every month. And then if you exceed those searches, you're paying a per search fee. So individuals can either sign up for a batch or they can just do a per search fee.
I see.
And then we still want, and if they print off a page, we still get our dollar per page through the fee, to help to pay my per.
And so then, does that go into a reverting fund for the records
Office.
or just general, or
It's just, it's.
it
for-
doesn't go back to records preservation?
Yeah, it goes back, that's what it goes to.
Okay.
Recorder's Corporation Fund, where it's for maintaining records.
Okay.
Now, your documents, when they record a document, some of that money still goes into, there's a survey, county general, micro fund, security fund, and a training fund that gets other, so, I mean, like, case in point, my budget last year, or the Deb's budget last year was right around 90,000, let's say, and she turned back into the county 120,000, so she actually turned more money than she spent in her office last year. And we're on pace to do that again this year.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
Thank
Anything
you.
else? Thanks a lot,
Thank you,
Tom,
Tom.
appreciate it. Okay, we're really ahead of schedule. Shannon, yeah. You got anything for us this time?
Not today.
Ah,
No.
okay.
We can go ahead and do,
We'll go ahead.
Brooke and myself.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do your thing, Tony. You said you had some more things that you want to bring up. We got Ed out here too.
You can do Ed
Hi,
first if you
Ed.
like.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do you.
Do you have something to bring up, Ed?
I do, I've got a few things actually.
Have you ever known Ed not to have anything to say?
It's a busy time of the year, just up in Vegas.
Yeah, so you should have some figures for us,
I
right?
do have some figures as of this morning, we're at 77% collected, 12,326,000 and change. We still have a big bunch of the bank records that we do. We'll have a lot of that done by the end of the week. So I think we're in real good shape there. The SRI tax sale, you signed a contract last week and I have a copy for you. You had also asked, gentlemen, for information about the properties that we'll do at the certificate sale. And I made a copy. There's one commercial building and two residential houses. And then a bunch of common areas. Different subdivisions, like when you drive into a subdivision and there's a sign that says so-and-so subdivision, people don't like to pay taxes on that, even though I'm assuming they're owned by the homeowners association or somebody owns them, but nobody's paying taxes on them. So that's part of what we go on, and this has been an issue for years.
Yes, it has been.
Rex said back during his term, it was the same thing. So, so you got some information there. We're not gonna do anything until March, maybe even in April, once the ice and snow clears. That's to be determined, but I gave you a signed contract of that. The Technology Committee, I've been working with them, and the GovTech is the payment system, value payment systems. Last week, Mark had wanted to cross out the parts on the automatic renewal. Mark had not contacted Iris, at least as of about 25 minutes ago. So I'm assuming he still hasn't. I did get a copy of the contract with those clauses removed. I don't know if you want to have Mark look at the new contract. And if that's so, I have that here. But I have a clean version. I also have what's called a red line version, what they actually changed.
Yeah.
So I'll give that to Brooke to give to Mark.
Yeah, since he's the one that suggested it, he should look at the final.
And there's really no extreme deadline, but I would like to get that going. Plenty of time to have it ready for the spring collection. Because that's important to me to get those added services on that. Okay? And then with EvoGov, which is the website provider, we had talked at the last technical committee that I was at 2 weeks ago about changing to that, and you gave me a tacit approval to go forward, and I just want to know where we're at. Should we move that through to council at this point, or I actually have
Well, some of the discussion was, there was a cost to that and how we wanted to pay for that.
yes, it's,
So I suppose before you go to council, if you had some kind of suggestion on how to do that, that would probably be good.
well, theirs is set out pretty well. It's $14,800 for the first year. That sets everything up. And then we can pay that in 4 payments of $3,700. So pay quarterly for that first year. After that, it's $300 a month maintenance fee, so $3,600. You had asked me to check. I checked with Colton Bickle from Adams County Economic Development. He is doing a complete redo of his website as well. He's spending $35,000 on his, so I'm coming in at a bargain, less than half that price. But he also says that he sells some advertising from some of his vendors, that he suggests we could do the same thing. The banks,
We talked about
perhaps the
that.
different cities.
And he showed me some different avenues to go toward that, and I can do that if you guys wish. My suggestion would be for us to pay the first payment for the first year, and then maybe $300 a month. I could easily market that out to different vendors throughout the county. I think if everyone would be featured for a month, or I'm not exactly sure how we would do that, but
So if you could kind of remind us once again of what some of the major advantages of going to this website would be for the county.
I'll just compare it to our current website, is pretty simplistic / poor compared to what other counties that throughout the state have. We have the information there. If you know how to configure, if you know how to click the right buttons, you can pretty much get to what you want. But it's not simple. It's not taxpayer friendly to find some of those things. For one, I think that would help significantly to get the right taxpayers with the right page to get to where they want to go a lot easier. I went in originally for my treasurer's office. I wanted to update a couple of pages that I have, and it kind of blossomed in, let's redo the whole county, because the county really does see it. So taxpayer ease of use. Also, it lends itself to kind of a pride in Adams County, where the different cities, the different departments that would be involved could all have something, a link to get there. We'd have something from Bern, Geneva, Monroe, Decatur, Lynn Grove, whatever's going on. We could have, here's what's happening in Magley this weekend. That's simple.
So a lot better marketability for the county as far as.
And the opening pages that this has, when you click on adamscounty.com, it's amazing what this new company can do. And we looked at some of the samples that were recorded to us. And anybody that would get on there would be proud to be a part of what we would be showing as Adams County. And so it's a little bit of public relations, a lot of public relations, and it's also ease of use for the taxpayer.
So we would still obviously have our GIS
Yes, all of
data
that.
on there.
In fact, that would still be the links that we would click, but taxpayers don't know necessarily to click on GIS to get to their tax information. We'll make those buttons that they click on. It'll be the same links, but we'll make it a lot easier for the taxpayers to use.
So will GovTech be a part of that too, I assume?
Yes, oh yes, they'd be a big part
Okay.
of the links. But I'll be able, even if we did not go with the EvoGov, we could still do the value payment system through our current system. And we may have to do that until we get up to speed with EvoGov. But it's really just click a link, like we already do with EVO.
So then as far as managing this website, that would be something that you would take care of yourself?
I would love to be able to do that, and I will need some training to do so, but I'd love to be the county liaison that all department heads would feed whatever they want to me. It just takes somebody to kind of know what Mike wants as far as security and what information should be there and what information should not be there, and then kind of clear all that with him. So I'd be
So
talking
that could take a little bit of that responsibility away from Ethan.
Ethan especially, he's up to here on stuff.
Yeah.
And it would take a lot of that responsibility, not that taken away from him, but I would volunteer to do the yeoman part of that work. He, of course, would oversee it, but I think I'd do all the nuts and bolts of it.
Well, if we had a proposed way to pay for that, I would think we could go to council, or you could go to council.
Are you ready to go to council?
I am. I need we had the IT committee
I know.
approval. We don't have the commissioners.
Right. I like the concept, Ed.
Everybody I've talked to, all department heads are
Sure.
excited to see that we can move forward with this.
And I think, did you say you're working with Ethan or Mike or?
Working right now with Mike and the IT committee, and Mike has kind of given me the okay, once I talk with commissioners, to get with Ethan and
I
start.
know Brooke and Ethan have been a committee on that for a while, just so we don't get everybody and their brother adding stuff out there that shouldn't be added,
Well,
so.
that's what we want to make sure.
So you'll have to work through Mike and these guys to make sure it's all legal-like.
And Ethan can do anything we want. He's just not the stylistic type
Yeah.
of guy to do it.
Yeah.
And EvoGov will set us up with a beautiful website. They are top-notch in the nation. I've looked at a bunch of different ones, and I'm very, very happy with what I've seen from them.
Since Rex and I have had the benefit of seeing your demonstration, and Steve has not, would you be willing to spend a little bit
Oh,
of
sure.
time showing him what?
Sure,
Okay,
you can come up this afternoon if you wish, when you're done here. I'll be glad to.
so then maybe we can
We're gonna table it until
table
next
it till
week.
next week.
Okay.
Table it
that's
till
fine.
next week.
Yep, that's fine. Anything else, gentlemen?
No, thank you very much
My one
for that.
seasonal help, today's her last day, and then Friday will be the last day for my other one, so we've kind of used that up, and that's all going really, really well.
Okay,
With Xsoft coming in, I guess I could give a quick update on that. They are all installed on our servers. The individual users, like in our office, we don't have that on our desktop yet, so, but that's coming here within the week. So, with that new system, we're probably gonna be looking at changing some help next year when it comes around to that seasonal part.
okay,
Okay,
very good, thank you so
thank you
much.
very much, gentlemen.
Yep,
Hey, Ed, before you go, how do you spell that Evo, Evo, what do you?
EVO,
Jack.
EVO, is that no dot or anything, the EVO?
EVO,
Capital E, capital G, or what? All caps?
All
All lowercase, all LC, okay.
They're the-
And what's it based? Colorado.
They are.
Jack, you're up.
Vaccination, sounds good. Thank you.
So that's why. And the 300.
Morning, sir. How you doing?
Good, how about yourself?
Oh, not too bad, thank you.
You could probably have to do, and that's why.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a little bit of collection, huh?
We do.
Potentially.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, it talks cheap.
I'm not sure if you guys got information or not, so I figured I'd still bring a flyer from a program. I know a decent amount, but
I know we talked about this before, didn't we?
I think so. It's been a little bit, yeah.
I mean, yeah, last year or something.
Could you get one? We get a card, sir, your name, who you are, I don't know who you are.
No, that's okay, yeah. Jack, probation, I don't bring a card.
Oh, your probation officer,
Yep.
okay. Yes.
He's always so.
What's your last name, Jack? Soto? Oh, Jack.
It's a month.
Okay.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Hey, Jack. Morning.
Yeah.
In short, I'm requesting commissioners to think about signing this MOU with Association of Indiana Counties. So about a month or two ago, I went to a training, and Association of Indiana Counties was there talking about this TREX program. Apparently, a couple of years ago, there were some modifications to the statute that allows local county agencies, even libraries and such like that, to send a report to the Department of Revenue and say, hey, so-and-so still owes us a balance, and we can intercept that income check before it goes to the person. So for probation, unfortunately, we don't have the most reliable people to pay their fees, and this could be helpful to, add to our collections that way. So according to the lady I spoke to for this program, she said if the commissioners were to sign it, then it'd be an MOU available to other county departments, so like community corrections, or anybody else that has a user fee that they collect, kind of help offset that. So it sounds very promising. It sounds very user-friendly. I talked to our secretaries about it. It sounds like they can take it on for our department pretty easy. So I think it'll be pretty small and easy to add on for us.
Okay, who actually is in charge of this thing? Is it treasurer? Does he get involved or how?
So from my,
You know?
well,
Okay.
a little bit. So I don't know if I talked to Ed directly, but I also talked to Kathy. And then, so if an MOU is signed, we would have to have a trust IN account. And then whenever that deposit would come through the trust Indiana account, and we just have to work with the treasurer's office how to disperse that into the right fund. But, so it might be a little bit extra work for them.
You know what he's telling you? Anybody's got a tax refund back, it's coming back, we can tap into that tax refund and pay taxes. Could actually pay Can we pay delinquent taxes on that, Ed?
Actually, no, we use a different system in the treasury.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this would be other counties.
It works better for us.
Okay,
This would work good for them, but I want to clarify, it's only state taxes you can go after, you can't go after federal taxes.
right, right,
Our amounts are generally more than any state tax would cover than
Right.
anybody would pay.
okay.
So we go with AFCS.
Yeah, so
So if
that's.
I was delinquent on state taxes, then you could do this.
Instead of getting an income tax return back to you, we could say, hey, Steve stole just a fee at the probation department, and then we would be able to intercept that. But like Ed was saying, our delinquent amounts are smaller than his, so this will work out good for us because we could use, let's say, they owe us $300, but their tax return check's only gonna be $150. We could put it in for year after year till that balance is paid for. So obviously the treasurer's office needs a little bit bigger, help with the collection, so they have a different agency that works better for them, but this would work out good for somebody like our office.
Is that something we're gonna have to have Mark look at?
You don't have the contract with you now, do you?
I have a copy of the MOU, and I sent that copy to him and Tony a while back, so.
Okay,
Mark's had it.
okay.
Okay,
Mark has had it?
yeah. I can
Okay.
leave a copy with you guys today too, I get more information.
Anything you want to add to that, Mark, as far as?
Is that value payment systems?
This is the,
Trex,
TRECS system.
tax refund exchange and compliance system.
Yeah, I looked at that last week. I don't see any reason why. I think you can do it. What was the minimum amount, $25?
Yeah. I think it's something probably we should participate in.
I think it's gonna take some administrative work on the auditor's office.
In that case, sorry, Jack.
It looks like there's a lot of steps to jump through at the county level to certify it. But
Mary, take over.
is there a document that has to be signed or a resolution or that has to be approved to implement it?
So what I've been told from the Trex program, they said to have an MOU signed, and if the commissioners didn't feel comfortable signing it, the judges could sign it for the probation department. However, if the commissioners were to sign it, then other government agencies in the county could be able to use it.
I don't think it needs a.
If there's extra work to the auditor's office, I don't know much about that.
Do you have a copy of that contract on you?
Yeah.
Could you let Mark see that for a second, see if it,
I can come back.
see if it
another
needs a
time.
resolution ordinance or something along that line? And I assume that you or AIC or whoever is implementing that would send us detailed information on what we need to do at our end. And then I could have you come over and do it.
You want to find out?
How much,
You want to find out more information before we make a decision on this thing?
I'll leave that up to Mark here.
Yeah, and
how much approximate outstanding debt do you think your department has, or?
That I don't know. I have to work with the clerk's office and try and get a report made,
I
but
mean, like $100, 1,000, or 10,000, or 20,000?
I'm sure it's probably over $1,000 that we haven't had paid for a couple of years. So that's the nice thing is we can go back as far as we can show that there's an unpaid balance. Say, hey, Jack Cole hasn't paid his balance from 2010, it's still outstanding. Instead of the state giving that person a tax refund check, we can at least get that back into a government agency and offset it, so. But yeah, I don't know, our total amount, if anything, just going forward, it's gonna be helpful for us to ensure we have a better collection of our fees. But if it's more work for Tony and his office, I'll have to look into that.
I mean, if
I just
it
don't know
creates
how
a
much.
whole bunch of extra work for the auditor, but not very much return, that would be the only thing I would.
Well, let's
Look at that a
get
little
some,
more,
why don't we
just
get some more information on it?
see what's
before we
involved.
Make a decision.
what does this cost?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I don't think it costs anything, does it?
It doesn't?
No, to us it doesn't. Except labor.
Yeah.
Why don't we get a little more information on it?
Yeah.
Before we make a decision? What do you think?
Well, I would say if Mark and Tony look at it and see if you think that it's gonna be manageable.
Well, Mark can
Maybe,
answer part of that
Jack, you get us
question.
an idea of outstanding.
balance too.
Yeah, just
I
to
don't know what all
if you
would
can,
be
if you can
It doesn't say
ascertain
anywhere
that.
what all involved at our end, does it?
Yeah,
Is that what we
I
need to
looked
do?
at some documents last week that indicated what the auditor's office
Okay.
has to do. But it looks like, it's an agreement that can be terminated by either party upon 90 days prior notice. So, if you implement this and it's not worth the time spent, you can always terminate it. It's with the Association of Indiana Counties. We just need to fill in some blanks in this agreement. This is just kind of a template. But yeah, we can look at it. It's probably something you could at least give it a try.
We'll table it until you have a chance in, Mark.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, we'll look at it. You kind of get those figures, Jack. Be interested to hear what you come up with.
I'll see what I can come up with.
Yeah, yeah. Appreciate you bringing that to our attention, though.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Jared.
Barry.
I'm just back for that contract last week, which I did ask Mark, but he said that he looked at it and all looked good,
Everything
so,
looks good?
pardon me?
Everything looks good?
That's what he said, yeah.
Okay, all right.
We have
Then
a motion to approve.
we just need to have an approval then to go ahead and sign that contract then. Okay, motion been made and seconded to go ahead and approve the contract with Appraisal Research, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And do you mind signing this one and then one of those, because they would like an original as well,
Oh, okay, sure.
since one of you guys has yours here.
Is that the next reassessment, Mary, the next reassessment?
Yeah, for the next 4 years.
4 years,
Today, 16?
16th, yeah.
You want this one signed too?
Yes, because that way we have 2 originals, please.
Today's the 16th.
Yes.
How many of these do you want to sign, Mary? You want this one too?
No, he's putting his out.
Okay.
Mary, where's this company from again, where they're based?
Findlay, Ohio,
Findlay, Ohio.
yeah,
Recall the name, it is recall.
yeah, they have a handful of counties in Indiana, but they do a lot in Ohio.
We used to use these guys for years.
Yes, they've been back here, or they've been here since back when Judy Apple was here, so don't ask me how many years, because I don't know.
Mary, one of these that we are
Oh.
signing, does that go to Tony, one of them?
I will I'll scan it in and give you one. I'm sorry, you guys, I forgot to tell you, there's 2 places to sign.
Oh, there is?
What page?
Because you can use mine here if you need it.
Yeah, Steve gave his, I apologize, I get talking, and I forget what I'm doing. There, I need you to sign on these as well, please.
And Mary, one last thing, what's it gonna cost, it's gonna cost, what's the fee?
I can't, at the top of my head, I have to tell you, I don't know, at the top of my head.
Doesn't say on the contract.
Here,
Per year, whatever.
well, it's over the course of the,
4 years.
It's a 4-year contract.
Okay, what is one thing, okay?
208,700.
Okay, yeah.
Correct. Oh, I guess Stan, I need you to sign this one, please.
So you don't need that one there, right?
No, because Steve gave his up.
$2,700, 4 years.
That's what?
This is the
Cyclical reassessment.
4-year reassessment.
Okay, you got one more?
Yeah.
You could use it for that, that's the last thing.
All right, and then Tony, I'll just, after I sign it, I'll just scan it into you. All right?
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mary.
Yeah.
I can do this drone thing next, and then
Yeah.
Mark can do all this stuff, if that's okay.
Right, that's fine. Mark Quinn is down here yet.
No, we'll keep going until he gets
Okay,
here.
Tony, go ahead.
Okay, I have, and actually Mark did have, I sent this to Mark, so he is aware of it. It is the annual renewal for liability insurance on the drones. And it is $630 annually, it's the same price that it was last year. And it has, it's SenseFly EV and the DJI Phantom 3. And I also.
Is one of those the fixed wing and one of them's the drone?
We got a helicopter and we got a
Helicopter.
drone.
And
right now.
Ethan helped fill this out so that it's filled out correctly. Because I think the drones are down there with him and they do still use, at least they use the helicopter for certain things.
Yeah.
So they, I think Mark had said if they still utilize those, then it's probably good to get this. Do I need to? Actually, I just needed to sign it unless you want to look at it.
You guys wanna look at it?
No, I looked at it
You
online.
saw a copy.
Because I
We got a
think you
copy.
sent it.
I sent it to all
You
of you.
emailed it out.
Do we use them still quite a bit?
Well, we use them, I don't know how much, but we use them. Don Kuhn used them a lot more when he was here, and once in a while he is contracted to do things, so he could potentially use that for the county still, I guess as a contract person.
And Ethan.
And Ethan,
uses it.
they use, what did he say they use that for? They use it for measurements of buildings and things of that nature, so they do utilize them.
Because I know initially we bought the fixed wing for taking aerial photographs and stuff, so they
Who
probably
uses
still-
that, the surveyor or somebody, or what?
That's the assessor mainly and GIS.
GIS?
Anybody else want?
Yeah, the assessor and the surveyor both.
Surveyor,
Yeah.
both.
Surveyor will use it.
Could the sheriff use it, maybe, or they, possibly, anybody?
Yeah, if they wanna chase a criminal in a cornfield, they could.
Decatur PD has a drone that we use.
Oh, really?
We
PD has
use.
one? I didn't know that.
Need a motion, gentlemen? $630.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's
Twenty,
been
that's
made,
with what
seconded.
company, what's the name of the company?
Oh, where'd I put it? Here, come listen to a story about a man named Jed.
Motion
Arlington Row,
carries, Tony.
Arlington Row is the agent.
Okay.
I mean, we go through Star Insurance and then they contract with various
Star
insurance companies. They seek out the best.
So you're gonna sign
You
that,
don't use
Tony,
those,
and send
Mark?
it in?
Yep.
Okay.
The drones?
Actually did already sign, I just need to date it. And Mark is here now, if you want to do Mark before the other Mark, it's up to
Okay,
you.
that's fine. Yeah, Mark?
What the heck is the date?
16.
16. It's ready to say.
Where's the Arlington Road company from? Where's it, where it's located, the hell of it?
It doesn't say,
Oh, it doesn't say, okay, no big deal.
but they've been around.
Oh, I'm sure it's a good one, yeah. No big deal.
Yeah, it doesn't say,
Yeah.
at least up top of that.
Okay.
New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey, okay.
They just did a 2-lot subdivision, because all they were doing was breaking out, I take that back, 3-lot subdivision. They were primarily wanting to break this out, but they went ahead and did a third lot. So they've taken this property, one big rectangle, divided the buildings out of it, it's a little over 2 acres, which 2 acres is allowed. But then they have these two also.
One lot to three.
Minor subdivision.
Are you able to break out lots smaller than that if they have a public sewer?
No,
Yes.
well, that's all right.
Stand sideways.
See that?
Okay. Because I just thought of, like out in Peterson, I know there's a 3.5 acre lot really divided into two.
That one has a lot on it.
And now that they've got
That's
sewer.
all I have.
Yeah, 124.
The rezoning ordinance, 2021-15.
Yep.
3 west and 124, okay, okay.
So we'll make a motion.
The 2 is just for,
Second.
Way to the change. That's why I like it.
Rexy, get official.
I'm all folded up, it's a little bit of Mark. I just like, usually you come in with big ones, you got it all folded up.
Just prove it.
You about missed the best part.
I did.
It's a 3-lot subdivision.
Highly controversial.
Yeah.
Wow, this was one big rectangle, it's now 1, 2, 3. Just break out the buildings. We're having an auction, dividing this property into 3 pieces. It's about my Bobo.
We'll scan it, we can scan it.
So you have 1.4 by 6?
Yes, that's one. Stan just asked me about the question. So because they have sewer now, they can be less than 2 acres.
Okay.
So that is why that's okay.
Sewer districts, redesigns,
Buildings, our ordinance says if you have sewer, you have to have 1 acre. Although I put in like a real major subdivision, I'm sure it's less than that.
I think that's.
So it often, this could end up with a sale.
Still, yes.
But it had to be surveyed off. To offer.
Yeah.
They are offering it 3.
All right. All right.
So it's 3 lots, that one's still 2, that one obviously is less, and then you have the
Bring up to them about a drop box.
Packed in there, you really got a lot.
They want us to.
So there's a spot here in between then, right?
Treasury office wants to use it and rents and then block up drop box. So I need to get one
right here.
$400 or $500 probably. Drop box for payments? Yeah. We're gonna put one out there at the exit at the end, and the treasurer's office, the health department, they all said, well, that'd be handy to have. Rex said, no.
Motion, guys.
He brought it up about them putting it in.
Motion's made and seconded.
I don't know if the auditor's office, if someone ever has to drop something after hours, we just have a generic.
I don't know.
You just never know, like the health.
Here's what you asked for.
We may,
Is that drop box outside?
I don't know, as far as just a little bit on that.
I don't know. If we would utilize that or not.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is that it then, Mark, on that?
That's it for those.
Okay, did you
Stick
get that
around for
going?
the others.
Yeah, we both got approved, right?
Yeah. Yep. Excuse me.
Yeah, they.
Eric, where'd you find a shirt with your graduation date on it?
I'll be wearing IU tomorrow night. I work for
Okay.
your time, I wear, I got all these Notre Dame, I got several things.
Okay.
Better get your AC.
I'm a taxpayer, we all support it.
Better get that Adam Central sweatshirt out.
Letter you was talking about, Rex? Yes, it is, yeah. Yeah, I think I see 26 names on it, I believe, if I counted right. Okay. Mark, ready for you.
All right, so we've got on the agenda, the Adams County Plan Commission held a hearing on October 21st, 2021 concerning a petition for rezoning or by the applicant. And that was Jones Estates, River Bend, Indiana LLC for property located at 2950 West, 1100 North in Decatur. That was previously operated or has been operated as a mobile home park for quite some time, apparently since about 1971. Following the hearing, the findings of fact issued by the Plan Commission, they recommended to the commissioners that the property be rezoned from A, agricultural to R3, mobile home park. And that certification was signed and sent to commissioners on November 1st. that is on the agenda today for your consideration. I've prepared ordinance number 2021-15, which is a rezoning ordinance for you to consider. And so this ordinance then would rezone the property of the applicant from A, agricultural to R3, mobile home park. And so the ordinance recites the fact that the Plan Commission held that hearing, that they've made a recommendation to the Plan Commission of due pass to approve the rezoning. The Plan Commission made inquiry into the impact of the proposed zoning change would have on adjacent owners. Those findings of fact are attached to the ordinance, as well as the legal description for the property to be rezoned. It's also attached to the ordinance. So now therefore be it ordained by the Adams County Board of Commissioners that the real estate described on Exhibit A is hereby rezoned from its current zoning classification of A, agricultural, to zoning classification of R3, which is mobile home park, as proposed by the recommendation of the Plan Commission. The Plan Commission shall update the Adams County zoning maps accordingly. And then we'll forward a copy of this ordinance to the local and state officials as required by law. The ordinance would be effective upon adoption, and any publication is required. Do you have any questions about that rezoning recommendation and the rezoning ordinance?
I don't have any questions about that aspect of it. I guess my big consideration is, I understand that there's going to be another planning meeting, and a development is on schedule for that, on guidelines and so on, because we don't want it to turn into what we've had. So how do we protect ourselves? Mark, if you come up and kind of explain that to me a little bit more.
There's a development plan that's still going to be presented, a new and improved one. There is a written commitment that will be part of that we are going to try as a plan commission to put together some guidelines that will give us some legal backing and some teeth to make sure that they are going to do what they say they are going to do. That will be part of it. And that I don't know what that looks like yet, because we haven't totally discussed it at Plan Commission and said these are the items. But those will come up whenever. I'm assuming they're attempting to get on for the December meeting, but they haven't turned anything in yet. So I don't know when that Plan Commission meeting hearing is going to happen. They would need to get submitted in the next 2 weeks to be on that hearing. But that's the biggest piece of it, is they're telling us what they're going to do. It sounds great. It's definitely better than what we had, but putting together that commitment will be a key piece.
And that will come back to the commissioners then?
Yes. It's just a plan commission, so no, it will not.
Oh, it will not?
It will not. That's just a development plan.
Okay.
That's the time we can put that on here.
All right, so we just need to.
This is purely zoning because it was always zoned wrong, and once it lost its certification, that's when I brought this up.
Right. Okay, so basically we're gonna.
I did want to just throw one thing, because I gave you this paperwork, and I know you just
Go right
got
ahead.
it, but
Right ahead.
the one page, and we totally understand why this is signed and why this is written the way it's written.
Right.
We understand the concerns, number one. But they did write in here how in 2021, it says it's on pace for the highest number of service calls. That might be true by numbers, but in talking to the sheriff department, a lot of those calls in the last year have been to help people get out of that place, because they have been cleaning up the clientele and the issues that have been out there. And anybody that didn't want to comply with their new rules, this company has their own contract that they make tenants sign. And anybody that didn't agree with those and didn't want to sign those, they vacated them. So some of those calls, or a lot of those calls, have been to assist in removing people. So not the same thing.
Gotcha.
And that was confirmed.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Mr. Mayor back here. So
And I sit on that plan commission, and I feel like he's legit and he really is trying. Would you say that, Mark?
And seeing what they want to do and what they have done in other places, obviously they're gonna give us good pictures, but I do not think it's gonna be like it was, I guarantee you that. The fellow we had in there was non-responsive, never wanted to do anything, said he would and didn't. These people are actually doing what they're saying they're gonna do. So far so good.
Well, like you say, the only thing we're approving today is the rezoning of it.
Correct.
To become the proper rezoning that it should have been. And we just have to rely upon your commission, which you're on, Steve, to be able to set the guidelines. So we don't want that property to turn into what we've had to face.
And they already agreed, just so you know, they agreed to add it was a guardrail along the 27. There was a little concern about how close the proximity is from 27 to the trailers, which won't be any closer than it has been all these years. But now that it's, again, fresh and new,
right, that
was something that was brought up as maybe some kind of guardrail added at their expense, and they said they would be willing to do that. So we'll see. That's probably going to be part of that new development plan.
Okay. Okay, so gentlemen, we're looking at approving 2021-15 ordinance, right, Mark?
Correct. And that's just for the rezoning.
That's just for the rezoning. Any other questions, gentlemen? You ready to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
So what happens if we don't approve the rezoning?
You're gonna put 14 families out of a place to live, you're gonna put them in your backyard. Are we gonna let the paper tell, we're gonna tell the paper we're making it all families there?
Yes.
Well, and I'm just asking out of, our options here.
They can't operate as a trailer.
Okay, so then they would have to move everybody out.
They probably have to. I suppose they could appeal, they could go back and appeal it.
Right, so if we approve the rezoning, then the plan commission can still go back in and set ordinances as to.
Well,
Well,
they,
they won't set ordinances.
yeah, no, they have to approve the development plan.
Yeah.
They have
We have
to.
to approve the plan.
So the plan commission will still have the opportunity to
Yes.
approve
And
the
that's,
development.
yeah, we just gotta rely upon them to be able to make some pretty tough,
Right.
I would think, guidelines for them.
Because some of these pictures are complaining about they're too close to the highway, they're too close to the road, so you'll be able to determine that. So,
And I understand too that you're gonna look at trailers individually, is they're gonna contact you before they bring a trailer in?
There's always supposed to be a building permit told when
Okay.
you bring any trailer in, because we still inspect how they're anchored, the hookup to the sewer, hookup to power. So if they choose to try to bring some in that are more than 10 years old, because we have an ordinance that talks about 10 years old, there are definitely some that are, 20 years old that are the newer style, which is vinyl siding and shingles and all that, which can be maintained and look nice, kept and look nice, as opposed to the old steel, rusty ones. So they will have to come in individually in front of the Board of Zoning Appeals to ask for each and every trailer that they come in. So if they already have 2 or 3 that they were wanting to do, there'll be 3 separate hearings in front of the BZA for each individual trailer to get acceptance for anything over 10 years old.
and they would do that before they brought them in?
Yes.
They will now. They've already had some brought in.
Yeah.
They've had 2 or 3 used ones brought in that are not hooked up, because once they called me for an inspection without having any permits to begin with, that's when we went. Now there's 3 brand new ones out there that they also said they got a good deal on, and they asked me, can we bring them to the park? And I said, yes, just park them, So they have 3 brand new units that are not set, not even where they belong. They're just there. I said, yeah, it doesn't hurt to park them. I said, I understand it. And he asked, so they're waiting for this to all transpire before they put them in where they belong.
Mark, I went through that court last night and took a look at it, and I did see the trailers you're talking about, but I also saw a couple that looked like they were abandoned and in bad shape. Do we have anything to?
My understanding is just like the other, they've taken, I don't know how many, 20 or 30 already.
I know, they
bulldozed
cleaned
and
it up,
gone.
yeah, really. really have.
I believe they're gonna do more of that. They're just kind of a little bit in the hold pattern because of this.
Okay.
Because if this would go sideways, they would just walk away. If if they don't get what they need to even run it, they're gonna walk away. So,
Okay.
I think that's why those aren't dealt with yet.
All right. Okay, gentlemen.
I made a motion.
Well, I think it sounds like a way to offer affordable housing in a controlled situation to where you can watch over it and the planning commission can watch over it and have housing that's appropriate for that area. So I'd second that motion.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded, but go ahead and approve ordinance 2021-15. The rezoning of that trailer court.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for your help, Mark. Appreciate it.
Sign right there.
Sand.
Yeah, Steve.
How's Mark?
All right. Didn't think I was gonna make it.
Brooke would have taken care of us.
Yeah, I had it prepared.
Stupid little nap.
Naps can never run.
I must have something.
You must be sweet. Must be because Gail's a Reds fan.
Steve, we're gonna count on you on that planning commission.
I know, that's,
Yeah, we wanna be sure.
I just want to look at like this one out here.
Yeah.
So we need to do something about this one out
That's
here.
what we need to take it. We all need to go out there and try to get on Mark, his schedule, and him, for him to go with us too.
We all pile in Mark's truck and make sure we get out and walk around, get mud on our shoes.
His truck is big enough, we don't have to worry about that. You know, anybody gets in our way, we just slow them down. We'll put a chain on some of those trailers and haul them out.
Hey Rex, I picked up trash out there before at that place. I've known what it's like to feel. I've been out there.
Yeah, we don't want it, yeah. You know, when it first started off, Eric, you know, it was a really beautiful trailer court.
I didn't know, when that opened, that 60th, but I wasn't here then. I came in 71.
Oh my
There then?
gosh. It would be, I think, more in the 70s.
62, 63.
Yeah, I was gonna say early 60s.
Oh, was it early 60s?
I didn't know when it opened.
I missed it by 10 years.
Here, I want this for a second.
Okay, Mark.
I'm
Anything
going to
else?
talk to you here, that's why it's
Have
written
some
right here.
documents here for the commissioners to approve the Adams County flood buyout grant application for property located out at Oakwood. Previously, you'd reviewed these documents and had actually approved these last year. They've simply been updated with today's date. They need to be sent in. Rod Rinkenberger dropped these off. Rex, you brought those in to my office.
Yeah, I printed them off. He had emailed them to me.
Okay, so I've reviewed those. Everything looks good, so just need a motion to approve the documents necessary for Rod Rinkenberger as the agent for Adams County to submit the grant application for the flood mitigation buyout project for property located in Oakwood. And any questions on that?
Well, that's basically, Steve, for your benefit, we had already approved it and signed it, as, you know, Kim and Doug had. These documents are the same documents, only with the new commissioners on. So basically, we've had a problem out there, and it's gonna be, we participated in a buyout with the Maumee River Basin Commission.
We
Okay,
talking that new trailer court out there?
No, we're talking about out there, and I call it Yost Woods, out there. in
Oh,
that
out Yost
subdivision.
Woods, okay.
Yeah. So basically, what we're doing is signing these documents as new commissioners.
Okay.
His
Same
house,
thing.
they've tried to mitigate the flooding for years, and his house still keeps flooding and flooding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a
How many
grant,
houses flood? One or two or three or
I know that
We're
one,
just talking about one.
one house right now?
that
Yeah.
one in particular, yeah.
Yeah,
Never heard about that.
yeah.
well, it was built in a hole,
Really? Wow.
pretty much.
I talked to him yesterday, he said 3 or 4 times it's flooded since he's been
This
Yeah,
is,
Yeah.
So what are we going to do about it?
there.
Well, actually, Rod Rinkenberger is heading it up and getting a grant from, is it FEMA? Is it?
yeah, it's,
Here we go.
I believe so.
He's getting a grant, we're participating, we are agreeing to take over the property, and it's gonna be actually gonna be cleaned up and taken care of by the association. So they're gonna tear the house down, and this is for taking that problem out.
The Oakwood Homeowners Association has agreed to maintain it, so it just has to be, the house will be tore down, property will be cleaned up, and then turned over to, it's actually deeded to the commissioners, but there's an agreement between the county and the homeowners association, they'll maintain it. This is similar to the flood buyout properties in Decatur, that Decatur has done for flood mitigation, so there's a grant involved, and this is just the paperwork that needs to be turned in to secure that grant and do the project, so.
How's that work? Will we own the property?
Yeah.
Owned by the county, but maintained by the association.
Yeah.
There's no way to get it back on the tax rolls.
I don't believe so.
Not what's been and what.
You wanna volunteer to pay taxes?
Yeah, well,
No, so
glad-
basically, we need a motion to go ahead and for us to sign those documents.
I'll make a motion.
second.
Okay, motion's been made to second to go ahead and give the commissioners the authority to sign.
All right, so I'll get those to you guys here after the meeting. There's quite a few of them, and we'll get them signed.
Okay, very good. Anything else? Ed?
We have the SRI certificate sale for the spring. I just wanted to ask Mark, I know, over the years, there have been quite a few railroad properties that neither farmer wanted to have. Would it be advantageous to put those properties on a certificate sale?
I don't think they can go on a certificate sale. I think they'd have to go on a regular tax sale first.
We've done that though in the past. I mean, I didn't this last year, but we have done that.
I'd have to get with you and see if there's a list that are actually out there that were sold at certificate, or sold at tax sale, or that didn't sell at tax sale, that are eligible for certificate sale. The problem that you get into is there's no, the law says when the railroad's abandoned, title reverts to both adjoining owners. And so we could end up having disputes over that property by going through the tax sale. So that's something I've been looking at for quite a while. I'll get with you, and I'm actually working with US Railroad Vest right now and trying to get a quitclaim deed to all of those properties, and that's a long story.
Yeah, that's a mess, I know.
So I don't think we'll put it up there right yet, but maybe in the future.
Okay. Anything else, gentlemen? Nothing for the public? No public? Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn then.
Someone.
Okay, we are adjourned.